I watched Clara across the room as she laughed at something Emma had whispered. Her smile, bright, effortless, could light up any room. "You always make things sound so dramatic," she said, tilting her head. "But I guess that's why I like working with you." Emma laughed softly, nodding. "I just tell the truth, Clara. You always deserve it." I smiled, though a small knot twisted in my stomach. Everyone thinks I have it all, this perfect wife, this flawless life, but sometimes when she glances at her phone mid-conversation, I see a flicker of distraction. A shadow that no one else notices. "Dinner tonight?" I asked, trying to sound casual as I sipped my coffee. Clara turned toward me, eyes bright. "Of course. But don't expect me to cook anything. You know my schedule is insane today." "Right?" I said, forcing a laugh. "You and your empire. I'd be lost without your leadership skills." She winked. "You'd be bored out of your mind, honestly. Someone has to keep you entertained." Damien appeared suddenly in the doorway, casual, smiling. "Clara, Emma, always a pleasure." He extended his hand, which Clara shook with exaggerated warmth. "Damien," I said, trying not to show my irritation. "I didn't expect to see you today." "Business never waits," he replied smoothly. "I wanted to discuss the Henderson deal. Perhaps over lunch." Clara frowned just slightly, a micro-expression I caught immediately. "Lunch? My calendar's packed, Damien. Maybe another time?" He shrugged, leaning against the doorframe. "Your calendar, your rules. But don't forget, timing is everything." I felt a twinge of unease. Something about Damien always made me uncomfortable. He smiled, disarming, but I could see the subtle tests, the words chosen to provoke, to unsettle me. "Mr. Reed, are you coming?" Clara's voice drew me back. Her hand brushed mine briefly. A small gesture, but it should have comforted me. Instead, it reminded me of the invisible distance between us. I nodded. "Yes, I'll be there." Emma's eyes flicked toward me, then back to Clara. Her expression was unreadable, professional. "I'll send the files over for review. Clara, just make sure you check the latest numbers." "I will," Clara said, already pulling her phone from her purse. "Thank you, Emma. You're a lifesaver." I watched as they moved through their routines, their effortless coordination, their smiles, their quiet whispers. It all looked perfect. Too perfect. I remembered the night before, when Clara stayed up later than usual, supposedly working, yet I'd heard laughter that didn't belong to her office or any familiar client call. I asked, and she said it was a video conference. But something in her tone, a flicker of hesitation, stuck with me. I sighed, running my hand through my hair. "You really do run this place, don't you?" I muttered under my breath. Clara's head snapped toward me. "What was that?" "Nothing," I said quickly, smiling. "Just talking to myself." Damien smirked, clearly catching the tension. "Self-talk can be dangerous, Mr. Harris. You never know who might be listening." I forced a laugh. "Good advice. I'll keep that in mind." Clara glanced at me, a quick flicker of something, maybe worry, maybe annoyance, but she covered it with a charming smile. "You know, you could be more confident. People respect decisiveness." "Easier said than done," I admitted. "Especially when my life revolves around two women I'm trying not to offend." Emma rolled her eyes playfully. "Good luck with that, sir. Clara can be merciless when provoked." Clara laughed, and the sound should have calmed me, but it didn't. I kept noticing the little things, the subtle looks, the tiny hesitations, the laughter that didn't quite reach her eyes. Everyone around us seemed to dance perfectly around these hidden edges. And yet I felt out of step. "Mr. Harris," Damien said suddenly, drawing my attention. "I admire your patience. Not many men can keep up with Clara's pace." I swallowed, trying to hide the unease that settled deep in my chest. "Thanks, I guess. I try." Clara squeezed my hand once, just enough for me to notice. "Come on, let's focus on lunch before the world falls apart without me." I smiled, letting the conversation move forward, but the knot in my chest didn't loosen. Something was off, something beneath the surface that no one wanted to see. I loved her. I trusted her. But I couldn't shake the feeling that the perfect illusion around us was fragile, and it might shatter before I even realized it. Clara was gone on her business trip, and the apartment felt emptier than ever. I poured a glass of whiskey, trying to calm the unease gnawing at me. Something had been bothering me for weeks, little things I couldn't shake. And then my eyes landed on it, the leather-bound diary tucked under a pile of magazines on the coffee table. I froze. Should I? I told myself it was innocent curiosity, but the moment I opened it, my hands started trembling. The handwriting was hers, fluid, confident, yet personal. My eyes scanned the first line. I don't know why I keep pretending for him. He deserves honesty, but I can't give it without breaking everything. I whispered, What are you talking about? My throat felt tight. The next entry caught me off guard. Every time I see him, I feel alive in a way I haven't felt with my husband. I hate myself for it, but I can't stop thinking about him. I slammed the diary shut for a moment, heart racing. I paced. Alive? Him. Who is he? My mind went in circles. I couldn't breathe. I reopened it. No. I have to know. The words stabbed me with every sentence. I met him at the Henderson meeting. His confidence, his laugh, it's intoxicating. I'm walking a dangerous line, but I can't resist. I keep telling myself it's just a moment, nothing more, but I lie to myself. I muttered, Henderson meeting? Damien? I remembered the way Damien lingered around Clara, how his smile always felt too rehearsed. Could it be him? My hands shook, spilling a few drops of whiskey on the table. I didn't care. I kept reading. I can't tell him the truth. He trusts me completely and I don't want to ruin that. But every day the guilt grows and I feel like I'm suffocating under my own lies. I whispered angrily, How could you? How could you even think of this my voice cracked. I swallowed hard. I read on, unable to stop. I wish I could turn back time, erase the moments I've let myself feel this way. But it's too late now. I can't control my heart. I threw the diary onto the couch and ran my hands through my hair. I wanted to scream, to call her, to demand answers. But a part of me knew I wouldn't get the truth. She would lie like always. I sank into the armchair thinking of the past weeks. The nights when she said she was working late. The laughter I heard through the office line. The texts she hid, the calls she took privately. Suddenly, every memory twisted into doubt. Every smile, every touch. It all felt like part of a lie. I muttered, I've been blind. I've been so blind. I picked up the diary again, forcing myself to read. I hate myself for betraying him. He's everything I ever wanted. Yet the pull toward him is uncontrollable. I don't want to hurt anyone, but I can't stop thinking about his hands, his voice, the way he makes me feel alive. My fists clenched. Clara, what have you done? The room felt smaller, the walls pressing in. I couldn't tell if I wanted to scream or cry. Both probably. A knock at the door startled me. I jumped. It's just me, I muttered, hoping no one had heard my voice. Alone. I opened the diary again, scanning for names, any clue about the man consuming her thoughts. He doesn't know. And he must never know. If he finds out, everything I love will crumble. Yet I can't help myself. I live for these stolen moments and they terrify me. I slammed the diary shut, standing shakily. He must never know. She's talking about me, or not. My mind spun. Damien? Or someone else entirely. The uncertainty was worse than any truth. I sank to the floor, leaning against the couch. Why, Clara? Why hide this from me? My voice was a whisper, almost lost in the emptiness of the apartment. I thought about confronting her immediately, but fear gripped me. I wasn't ready for her lies, her manipulations, her explanations that might twist the truth again. Yet I couldn't stop reading, couldn't stop wondering. I muttered to myself, I need to know everything before I lose my mind. Hours passed. I didn't move from that spot, reading every entry I could find. Each page tore through my heart, each word a blade twisting in my chest. Memories of laughter, shared dinners, whispered late-night conversations. They all seemed tainted now, masked in deception. Finally, I closed the diary, hugging it to my chest. I have to decide. Confront her now, or wait, watch, and learn the whole truth. My hands were trembling. My heart ached. I felt like the ground beneath me had vanished. And deep down, I knew one thing. Nothing would ever be the same again. I waited until Clara returned, heart pounding so hard I thought she would hear it from the street. As soon as she stepped inside, I grabbed her by the arm. Clara, we need to talk. Now. Her eyes widened. What's wrong? Did something happen at the office? I shook my head, forcing myself to stay steady. No. Phew. I found your diary. Her face paled, but only for a fraction of a second. Then she smiled, almost laughably innocent. Diary? You mean the little journal I jot thoughts in? It's nothing really. Nothing? Clara, I read it. I raised my voice, the words trembling with anger and disbelief. I saw what you wrote. About him. About someone else. She stepped back, placing a hand over her mouth as if shocked. I don't know what you mean. You must have misunderstood. Misunderstood? I feel alive when I see him. I can't stop thinking about him. Clara, those were your words. My hands shook and I couldn't hold back a laugh that was more like a sob. She inhaled sharply. I was writing. It doesn't mean You're twisting everything. Twisting? Clara, I'm reading your confessions. How can you lie to me like this? Tears started forming in her eyes. I didn't want to hurt you. I never wanted to hurt you. Then why? Why would you betray me? Why would you think about him while we were married? I could barely breathe. Tell me it's not true. She stepped closer, lowering her voice. I'm not betraying you, not really. I felt something confusing. I wrote it down to understand myself, not to act on it. Confusing? Clara, we're supposed to trust each other. I trusted you with everything. And now? My voice cracked. I don't even know who you are anymore. Her hand reached for mine, but I pulled away sharply. Don't. Just don't. Please listen, she whispered, voice trembling. I was scared. I love you. I never wanted anyone else to mean more than you. The diary was just thoughts. It didn't define my actions. I laughed bitterly. Just thoughts? Do you know how that feels? Reading the words of the person you love, knowing they fantasize about someone else. Her tears fell freely now. I'm sorry. I really am. I didn't know how to tell you and I was ashamed. Please don't let this ruin us. I shook my head, anger and sorrow colliding. Do you even hear yourself? You wrote it down. You admit it, then try to tell me it's harmless. How can I believe anything you say? Her voice cracked. Because I'm telling the truth now. I love you, only you. I faltered in thought. I wouldn't ever act on it. I slammed my hand against the table. Thoughts, confessions, fantasies, they all mean something, Clara. Don't tell me they don't. I feel like I've been living a lie. I never meant to hurt you, she cried, backing away slightly. I never wanted to destroy what we have. I love you. You have to trust that. I swallowed hard, choking back tears. Trust? How can I trust anything after this? How can I look at you without remembering every word I read? Her voice softened. I know it's hard. I wish I could take back the diary, erase every thought. But I can't. All I can do is promise you that I'm here. That I love you. I wanted to believe her. I wanted to forgive her, to reach out, to hold her and make it all disappear. But the betrayal cut too deep. I need space, I said quietly, voice breaking. She hesitated, stepping closer. Please don't push me away. Let me explain. No, I said firmly. I need time to think. I can't do this right now. My chest tightened and I turned away, trying to calm the storm inside me. Clara's eyes searched mine, pleading, desperate. I'll wait. I'll do anything to fix this. Just don't shut me out completely. I swallowed, biting my lip to stop the tears. I can't promise anything. Right now I can't. She nodded slowly, her face a mixture of pain and frustration. I understand. I'll leave for work. We can talk later if you're ready. I didn't respond, just sat there staring at the floor. The apartment felt emptier than ever, though she was still in it. The diary lay open on the coffee table, a silent witness to everything I could no longer unsee. Clara, I whispered after a long pause, but she didn't wait for my answer. She gathered her bag, giving me one last pained look before stepping out the door. I sank into the couch, heart pounding, mind spinning. My hands shook as I reached for the diary again, but I couldn't bring myself to open it. I wanted answers, yet feared them more. Love and betrayal clashed violently inside me. I whispered into the empty room, "What have you done? What have we become?" The apartment remained silent. Clara was gone, and for the first time I felt completely alone. I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, Clara's words from the diary replayed, echoing in my mind. I kept checking her schedule, trying to find patterns, anything that might explain her secrecy. Her calendar was spotless. Meetings with clients, lunch appointments, video conferences, but something felt off. Why am I even looking? I muttered, scrolling through her phone when she left it on the kitchen counter. A notification popped up, an encrypted message she forgot to delete. I froze. Who is this? The message was brief. See you tonight? My heart thumped. Tonight? Who tonight? I read it again, hoping it was a mistake. It wasn't. I knew I had to talk to someone. Emma. Clara's assistant. She knew things, always knew things. I called her. Emma, can we meet? Now. Is everything okay, sir? Her voice was cautious, professional. Not exactly. I exhaled sharply. Meet me at the cafe across from the office. 15 minutes. She hesitated. Okay. I'll be there. When I arrived, she was already sitting with her coffee, eyes darting around. She looked nervous. Sir, what's going on? I need the truth, Emma, I said, lowering my voice. Does she have someone else? I found something on her phone. I've read things I shouldn't have. Emma's fingers trembled around her cup. I know a little. I've seen things, heard things, but I can't say everything. I promised her I wouldn't betray her trust. Emma, I'm not asking for gossip. I'm asking for survival here. My life, my marriage, I can't live in this blind. She swallowed hard. It's complicated. Clara, she's careful. Too careful. But there's a man she's been meeting. Discreetly. Not Damien though. Someone else entirely. I slammed my hand against the table, startling her. What do you mean someone else? Who is he? I can't say names. But she sneaks out sometimes, late nights, claiming business dinners. I don't agree with it, but she's very persuasive. She hides it well. I felt my chest tighten. Late nights, encrypted messages, the diary. It all fits. I trusted her. How could she do this without me knowing? Emma sighed, glancing around nervously. You have to be careful. If she finds out, she'll lie even harder. She's clever. I clenched my fist. Clever? Clever is manipulating stock numbers. This is betrayal. She's manipulating me. She shook her head. I don't know what else to say. I've seen how she smiles, how she deflects questions. It's frightening, sir. I wanted to tell you sooner, but I didn't know how. I leaned back, running my hands through my hair. I can't trust anyone anymore. Everyone acts like nothing is wrong. But I see through the cracks. Every smile, every excuse, it's all carefully constructed. Emma hesitated. You have to be careful with what you do next. Don't confront her yet. Wait, observe. Gather evidence. She won't slip if she thinks she's safe. Observe? I muttered. I feel like I'm already losing my mind. Every text, every call, every meeting. I analyze, I track, I suspect. And yet, she keeps her mask perfectly intact. She nodded slowly. That's Clara. Always in control. But she's human. Everyone slips eventually. Patience, that's your only weapon right now. I glanced at her, grateful yet frustrated. I trusted you, Emma. You've been loyal, but even you are holding back. How can I even begin to untangle this? Emma's eyes softened. I promised her loyalty. But I want what's best for you too. Just be smart. Don't let anger blind you. Observe, wait, and act when the moment comes. I stared at her, trying to absorb every word. Smart, patience, act when the moment comes. I can't believe this is happening. I thought I knew her. I thought we were perfect. She touched my hand lightly. You thought you knew her because she wanted you to. But the truth is, no one can ever truly know anyone completely. Especially someone like Clara. I exhaled sharply. No one can trust anyone anymore. Everyone's hiding. Everyone. Even the people closest to me. Emma stood looking uneasy. I have to get back. Be careful, sir. Really careful. I nodded, feeling the weight of her words. Alone now, I replayed everything. Diary entries, secret messages, hidden dinners. I traced her steps in my mind, scrutinized every smile, every glance. The paranoia settled deep in my chest. How could I have been so blind? I whispered. How could I love her so completely and still miss all the signs? I paced the apartment, phone in hand, diary beside me. Every detail mattered now. Every lie, every omission, every subtle expression. I felt both detective and victim, both desperate and powerless. I whispered to the empty room, I will know the truth. Every secret. Every hidden moment. She can hide, but I will find her lies. And when I do, she won't get away with this. The apartment seemed colder, emptier. Shadows lengthened around me, reflecting my growing obsession, my unraveling trust. Every step, every word, every glance now carried suspicion. I sank into the chair, gripping the diary and phone. Clara, what are you hiding? And how far will I have to go to uncover it? I couldn't believe it. I reread the diary entry again, hoping my mind was playing tricks. But no, there it was, written in her own hand. Every time I see him, I feel alive. I clenched my fist, staring at the page. It can't be. Lucas? My best friend? I threw the diary onto the couch. Lucas, how could you? I muttered, pacing the apartment. The memories of our friendship, the late nights, the shared jokes, the trust, I felt each one twist into betrayal. I grabbed my phone. I had to confront him. No. Lucas, I said, voice sharp when he picked up. We need to meet. Immediately. There was a pause. Hey man, what's wrong? You sound tense. Tense? You've been with her, haven't you? I snapped. What? Oh, Clara? What are you talking about? His voice was smooth, calm, too calm. I stepped closer to the phone, teeth clenched. Don't play dumb. I know everything. I read the diary. Silence on the other end. Then, wow. That's intense. You really think I'd do that to you? Think? I know. You're supposed to be my friend. I shouted, and I could feel people staring at me as I spoke aloud in the cafe. Lucas laughed lightly. Friendship doesn't always mean what you think it means, does it? Life is messy, man. Sometimes people get distracted. Distracted. My voice cracked. You betrayed me. You betrayed our friendship, and you destroyed what I thought was my marriage. I didn't destroy anything, he said smoothly, leaning back in his chair. Clara made choices just like I did. I didn't force her. We just connected, okay? It wasn't planned. I slammed my hand on the table. Coffee sloshed. Connected? You con my wife and you call it connected? You're unbelievable. He shrugged, completely unapologetic. I didn't think you'd ever find out. And honestly, I don't care what you think. You need to calm down. I leaned across the table, voice low and dangerous. You need to get out of my life. And soon. I swear, Lucas, if you think I'll let this slide. He smirked. Relax. There's nothing you can do. Clara's smart, I'm smart. Everyone keeps their secrets and now you know yours. Doesn't change a thing. I felt heat rise in my chest, rage and humiliation burning together. Nothing I can do? You think I'll let you humiliate me in front of everyone, including me? My own life, my own wife, and you do this. He laughed again, calm and infuriating. Come on, man. Don't act like it's a big surprise. We all have desires. She wanted it, I didn't force her. End of story. I slammed my fists against the table, drawing stares. End of story? No, Lucas. It's just the beginning. You think this ends with your smug little smirk? You're wrong. His smirk faltered for the first time. Whoa, chill. You're overreacting. I leaned closer, my voice quiet but sharp. Overreacting? I trusted you. I considered you family. And now I know the truth. Every time she smiled, every secret meeting, every hidden message, it was with you. And I will make sure you regret every second of it. Lucas shifted uncomfortably. You're serious? Deadly serious, I said, my hands trembling not from fear but from fury. This isn't just about anger anymore. This is about justice, about making things right. And mark my words, you will see it. He leaned back, finally showing a flicker of worry. You're insane. No, Lucas, I said, my voice steady now, controlled. I'm hurt. I'm angry. I'm betrayed. And I'm about to become smarter than you ever imagined. You've underestimated me for the last time. I stood abruptly, pushing my chair back. Consider this our last meeting unless you want it to be public. I can make sure everyone knows. But don't worry. I'll play my cards carefully. He swallowed, watching me with eyes that finally betrayed a hint of fear. You wouldn't? I cut him off. I already would. You crossed a line, Lucas. And now you're going to pay for it, not out of malice but because actions have consequences. Don't forget that. I turned and walked away, leaving him sitting there, shocked, smirking replaced by tension. My heartbeat raced, but underneath the chaos, a sense of control settled over me. I had been wounded, humiliated, betrayed, but now I was calculating. Every step, every move, I would make sure justice was served. As I left the cafe, I whispered to myself, this ends on my terms, Lucas. You think you won, but the game has just begun. And I always win in the end. The betrayal stung, but my fury sharpened into purpose. Clara, Lucas, they thought they had the upper hand. They hadn't seen anything yet. I spent 2 days alone in my apartment, barely sleeping. My mind replayed Clara's lies and Lucas's smirk. I sat on the couch staring at the diary pages spread across the coffee table. This is my weapon, I whispered to myself. If they want to play games, I'm done being the fool. My phone buzzed. Emma. Again. I ignored it at first, then finally picked up. Are you okay? She asked, voice shaky. No, I said honestly. But I'm working on it. What do you mean? I'm going to take my life back. She was silent a moment. You sound different. I am different, I replied. I know what Clara and Lucas did. Now I decide what happens. Please don't do anything stupid, she whispered. Stupid was trusting them, I said. Now I'm thinking. I opened my laptop and started digging through Clara's emails. She never expected me to know her passwords. But she forgot one thing: I set them for her years ago. Why are you doing this? Emma asked. I need leverage, I said. Something stronger than words. You knew something was happening. Why didn't you warn me? She hesitated. Because I thought she would stop. I hoped she wouldn't go so far. I didn't want to break your heart. Well, it's broken now, I said. Now I want answers. I clicked through folders. Here, she's meeting investors behind the board's back. Risky decisions. If this leaks, she's done. Are you going to expose her? Not yet, I muttered. I want her to feel what I felt. Not just pain, uncertainty, fear, loss. She always had control. Now I take that away. Emma's voice trembled. You're scaring me. I'm scaring myself, I admitted, rubbing my temple. But I need to do this. She sighed. Let me help you. Why? I asked. Because she hurt you. And because you deserve better. Something clicked. Emma, you're not loyal to her anymore, are you? Not after what she did, she said. I lost respect for her. And for Lucas. I swallowed hard. Thank you. I need someone who doesn't lie to me. I won't lie, she promised. What do you want to do first? I want to know everything Clara didn't want me to know, I said. Every deal, every secret, every weakness. Then something unexpected happened. Emma laughed quietly. You sound like a strategist now. Not a heartbroken husband. I am both, I said. But my pain is fuel. I found the contract Clara planned to finalize next week. Huge money involved. Illegal loopholes. Risk of exposure. She's desperate, I whispered. Her company is sinking. That's why she clings to Lucas. He has contacts. Emma sighed. You think he influenced her business decisions? I know he did, I said. The diary mentioned shared risk. He dragged her into shady deals she followed because she trusted him. Emma paused. And now you know how to ruin both of them. Yes, I said. But I won't ruin them yet. I'll let them sweat first. She exhaled. You're scaring me in a good way now. I chuckled humorlessly. Thanks. I think. Suddenly there was a knock on my door. Who is it? I asked. It's Mark, came the reply. My cousin. One of the few people I trusted. I let him in. He looked at the diary pages. What the hell is going on? Sit, I said. I'll explain everything. I told him everything, from the diary to Lucas to Clara. His face darkened. That bastard, Mark growled. Tell me what you want done. I shook my head. I don't need fighting. I need strategy. He smirked. You planning war now? Yes, I said. A silent one. He leaned back. So what's your plan? I gather everything. I stay quiet. I let them think they're safe. Then I pull the floor from beneath them. He whistled low. You're not the same guy I knew last week. I can't afford to be, I said. Naive me died the moment I read that diary. Emma was still on call, listening. You're strong, she said softly. I'm learning to be, I replied. Mark nudged me. You going to stay married? I sighed. Not forever. But right now, divorce gives her too much clean escape. I want truth first. I want her to face what she did. Mark nodded. I'm with you. Anything you need, tell me. Thank you, I said quietly. I needed support. Emma cleared her throat. Clara is returning tomorrow. What will you do? I'll look her in the eyes, I said. I won't yell. I won't cry. I'll let her wonder what I know. And Lucas. He'll crack, I said confidently. He has no patience for uncertainty. He'll expose himself faster than I could. Mark laughed. Damn, you're cold. I learned from the best, I muttered. Clara taught me how to lie with a smile. Now she'll see what it feels like. Emma whispered, just remember who you are. Don't lose the good in you. I'm not losing it, I said. I'm using it. To protect myself for once. Mark stood and clapped my shoulder. Whatever happens, I'm here. Good, I said. Because this is just the beginning. When everyone was gone, I looked at myself in the mirror. I'm not weak anymore, I whispered. They broke my heart. Now I build something stronger from the pieces. And for the first time in days I smiled, not in anger but in purpose. When Clara walked in that morning, she looked exhausted. Her eyes were puffy and her voice broke slightly. We need to talk, she said. I stayed calm. About what? She set her purse down. Something happened at work. Someone leaked internal reports. Investors are panicking. I pretended confusion. Why tell me? I'm just your husband, remember? The guy you hide things from. She flinched. Please, don't start that again. I need support. I looked into her eyes coldly. Support was a two-way thing. Now you taste what betrayal feels like. She swallowed. You're enjoying this? No, I said quietly. But I'm not crying for you either. She paced the floor. Damien called a meeting. The board demands answers. People are blaming me. Maybe you shouldn't have made shady deals, I said. Her eyes widened. You knew? How? I smiled faintly. You underestimate me. You accessed my files? Yes. She gasped. How could you do that? How could you cheat on me? I countered. She froze. Are you going to ruin me? No, I said. You did that yourself. Her phone rang. She stared at the screen, face turning pale. It's Lucas. I nodded. Answer it. I want to hear. She put the call on speaker. Lucas's voice sounded panicked. Clara, everything blew up. Damien just exposed us. He's claiming we manipulated deals. The board wants us both gone. Clara trembled. He betrayed us? I laughed softly. Karma is beautiful. Lucas snapped. Shut up. We need to work together. We can fix this. There's no fixing stupidity, I said. You built a castle on lies. Lucas yelled. You think you're better? You think you're innocent? I'm not pretending to be a saint, I replied calm. But I didn't lie to the people who trusted me. Lucas cursed. Everything was fine until you found that diary. I chuckled. Funny how truth ruins liars. Clara's voice cracked. Lucas, what do? We blame Damien, Lucas said quickly. He'll fold under pressure. I stepped closer to the phone. You're trying to throw someone else under the bus now? Coward. Lucas growled. You're acting high and mighty, but you're nothing. Nothing? I asked. Then why are you both falling apart while I'm still standing? Silence. Heavy, bitter. Clara whispered, Lucas, he's right. Lucas laughed cruelly. You were never strong enough, Clara. I used you. You let me. She gasped. You what? He said nothing for 2 seconds. Then hung up. Clara stared at her phone like her world collapsed. He used me, she whispered. I shrugged. And you let him destroy your life. Now he's running. Tears glistened in her eyes. Do you hate me? I hate what you became, I said. But somehow I still feel sorry for you. She sat on the couch, shaking. Everything's gone. My company, my reputation, my dignity. I took a breath. This is karma. You broke trust. Now trust breaks you. She sobbed. I never meant to hurt you like this. You had choices, I said. You chose wrong. She looked up at me desperately. Can you help me fix this? No, I said gently. You must face the consequences alone. Just like I faced heartbreak alone. Her shoulders slumped. I don't know how to fight anymore. You'll learn, I said. Maybe you'll become better. Maybe you won't. That's up to you. Then my phone buzzed. Mark. I answered. Dude, he said, big news? Lucas got thrown out of a shareholders meeting. Security escorted him out. Clara raised her head. What? Mark continued. He tried blaming Clara, but Damien exposed proof that Lucas manipulated clients. He's finished. I glanced at Clara. Congratulations. Your lover falls first. Mark added, also people found old messages. Screenshots. His relationships. Total humiliation. I sighed. Karma strikes fast. Clara whispered, this is too much. I said softly, pain changes people. Maybe it will change you. Mark continued, do you want to go public with anything? No, I said firmly. Let them destroy themselves. I don't need to push. Mark smirked. You're colder now. I'm wiser now. After hanging up, Clara whispered, you could ruin me completely. Why didn't you? Because destroying you won't fix me, I said. Watching truth unfold is enough. She wiped her eyes. I don't deserve forgiveness. Maybe not, I said. But I'm tired of hating you. She looked lost, broken. Are you leaving me? Later, I replied. Right now, I'm letting life teach you. She stared into space. I'm scared. I was scared too, I said. But I found strength. You will too, if you're willing. She whispered, thank you for not kicking me while I'm already down. I looked at her sadly. Clara, you kicked yourself. I just stepped aside. She curled her knees to her chest. I feel like everything is ending. Sometimes endings are beginnings, I said. The question is, who do you want to become after this? She didn't answer. Silence filled the room, heavy yet strangely peaceful. For the first time I felt something close to closure. Not joy, not revenge, but justice. I waited until evening, the apartment quiet except for the soft hum of the heater. Clara arrived, moving cautiously, like a person stepping into a room full of broken glass. She started, voice shaking. I didn't know how to face you. I gestured for her to sit. Then sit. We need to talk. She did, sinking onto the couch. I understand if you hate me. I don't hate you, I said quietly. I'm tired of hating. I'm tired of all the chaos, the lies, the games. Her eyes filled with tears. I deserve that, don't I? I don't know if you deserve it, I admitted. But I do know I deserve honesty, from you and from myself. She nodded slowly. I'm ready. I'll tell you everything. I want to make this right. Make this right? I asked. Clara, there's no fixing the past. Only moving forward. That's all we have. I know, she whispered. I wanted to explain why I did what I did. I leaned back. Go on. I felt lost, she said softly. I thought I was chasing success, chasing dreams, and I forgot the person beside me. I made mistakes. I hurt you. I hurt myself too. I stayed silent, letting her words sink in. And Lucas, he was a mistake, she continued. A distraction, nothing more. I was foolish. I let temptation and loneliness cloud my judgment. I nodded slowly. And now, I face the consequences, she said, voice trembling. I've lost trust, respect, friends, everything I thought was stable. And I realize how much I took for granted. I exhaled. You should have realized it sooner. But I'm listening now, and that's all I can ask. She looked at me, searching my face. Will you forgive me? I paused, thinking of the diary, the secrets, the betrayal. Forgiveness isn't about forgetting, I said. It's about understanding. I forgive you in the sense that I release the anger. But I won't pretend nothing happened. Her shoulders relaxed slightly. I understand. And Clara, I said, voice softening, you taught me something too. About love, trust, and resilience. Even in betrayal, there's growth. She blinked, tears falling silently. I never meant to teach you lessons like that. I know, I said. But lessons are learned through pain sometimes. That diary, those lies, they broke me. But they also made me stronger. She nodded. I see it in you. You're different. Wiser, calmer, yet still, you. I had to be, I said. You broke illusions, Clara. Now I rebuild myself, stronger, more cautious, more aware. That's my choice. She swallowed hard. And us. I shook my head. Us is over. Not because I hate you, but because I've changed. I can't go back to trusting blindly, and you can't go back to hiding behind lies. We're done, cleanly at last. A quiet settled between us. I'm sorry, she whispered. For everything. I nodded. I know. And I accept that apology. It's enough. No more guilt, no more bitterness. We move forward separately. She wiped her eyes. I wish things were different. Me too, I admitted. But wishing doesn't undo reality. We live with it and grow. That's all we can do. Then she looked around the apartment, noticing the diary on the coffee table. I see you still have it. I nodded. It's a reminder. Not of betrayal, but of transformation. It's part of my past, and now it's part of my growth. I'll keep it, not for pain, but for lessons learned. She smiled faintly. I never wanted it to hurt you so much. I know, I said. Pain teaches better than comfort ever could. She stood slowly. Thank you, for listening. For understanding. For being you. I nodded. Thank you for being honest now, finally. That's all I needed. She hesitated at the door. Goodbye then? Goodbye, I said. Take care of yourself. Learn from this. Maybe one day we won't feel the weight of it at all. She left, closing the door softly behind her. I sat alone, staring at the diary. I opened it, not to read, but to remember. Every page reminded me of heartbreak, yes, but also of the man I'd become. Pain had sculpted me into someone resilient, someone who could face betrayal without losing himself. I whispered to myself, I survived love, lies, and loss. I grew stronger. I am still me, but wiser, sharper, free. The room was quiet, peaceful. The diary lay closed, no longer a weapon, no longer a source of torment, just a reflection of lessons learned and strength earned. I exhaled slowly, feeling the weight lift. My heart still carried scars, but they didn't bind me. They reminded me. I had loved, I had been deceived, and I had emerged whole. I stood, walking to the window. The city lights blinked below. Life went on. People lied, betrayed, and fell, but I had reclaimed myself. I whispered one final truth. I am free. I am stronger. I am me. And in that moment, I realized closure wasn't revenge. It wasn't punishment. It was acceptance, growth, and the quiet strength to move forward, alone but unbroken. Months had passed since Clara left, and I was finally learning what it felt like to breathe without the weight of betrayal pressing on my chest. The apartment was quieter now, not empty but filled with peace. I poured coffee and looked out the window, the city below buzzing with life that no longer dragged me down. My phone buzzed. Emma. Hey, I answered, smiling. Morning, she said, light and bright. Thought I'd check in on the man of the hour. How's life without chaos? Calmer, I admitted. Still a lot of memories floating around, but I'm stronger. Different. You sound happy, she said, teasing. I'm not exactly happy, I corrected. I'm content. And that's new for me. Content, huh? That's progress, she laughed softly. So, any new developments in your personal life? I hesitated. I've started running again. Joining a small gym. Trying to rediscover myself. What about you? Emma chuckled. Keeping busy. Helping people mostly. Oh, and occasionally watching Clara's downfall play out in the news. Karmic justice seems satisfying. I laughed quietly. You're enjoying this way too much. Not enjoying, just observing, she replied. You taught me patience and strategy. I appreciate that. I leaned back in my chair, reflecting. Months ago, I would have told you I couldn't survive. I would have stayed bitter, obsessed with revenge. Now, I can look back and see it differently. The diary, the lies, Lucas, Clara, it all shaped me but didn't destroy me. You've grown, Emma said. I can hear it in your voice. You're unshakable now. I smiled faintly. Not unshakable, just more careful. I've learned to trust myself first, to value my own worth. There was a pause. Have you thought about love again? She asked cautiously. I hesitated, thinking of Clara, of Lucas, of everything I lost and gained. I have, slowly. Not recklessly. Not blindly. But I'm open to it. If someone comes along who respects me, understands me, then maybe. But I won't rush. Good, she said warmly. You deserve someone genuine. Someone who won't lie or manipulate. I laughed softly. That's the standard now. I won't settle for less. After the call, I went for a walk. The streets were alive with people hurrying, laughing, arguing, living. I felt a strange kinship with them, all of us carrying our private struggles, yet moving forward. I passed a cafe and saw a couple laughing together. Something inside me softened. Life was messy, but it was ours to live. Later I stopped by the park. I sat on a bench and pulled out the diary, not to read but to close it properly. The pages were fragile now, edges worn, ink faded in some parts. I traced Clara's handwriting with my finger, not with longing but with acknowledgement. You taught me pain, I whispered. But you also taught me strength. Thank you. I think. A jogger passed by, waving cheerfully. I waved back. It was a small moment, yet it felt symbolic. Life moved on and so would I. I thought of Lucas. Rumors suggested he was struggling after the shareholder fallout, his reputation tarnished. Karma had taken its course, subtly but undeniably. I felt no satisfaction in gloating, only a quiet acknowledgement that actions have consequences. I sighed and leaned back, closing my eyes for a moment. Months ago, I couldn't have imagined this calm, this quiet. Back then, betrayal consumed me. Now it refined me. I wasn't the same man who picked up Clara's diary, trembling with heartbreak. That man was gone. A notification on my phone caught my attention. A message from a new acquaintance, someone I had met at the gym. Coffee this weekend? It read. I smiled. Maybe, I whispered. Maybe it's time to try again. Carefully, wisely. I glanced at the diary one last time before placing it on the shelf. It was no longer a weapon or a source of pain. It was a monument to survival, to lessons learned, to the person I had become. I thought of Clara one final time. She was a chapter in my life, intense and unforgettable, but the story had moved on. No bitterness lingered. Only understanding, acceptance, and the quiet strength that comes from surviving betrayal without losing yourself. I exhaled deeply, feeling a lightness I hadn't felt in years. The past didn't haunt me anymore, it guided me. I looked out at the city, the lights flickering like scattered stars, and whispered to myself, I am free. I am stronger. I am ready. And for the first time in a long while, I believed it. The diary, the heartbreak, the lies, they were all behind me. Ahead was life. Mine to live, mine to shape, mine to embrace. I stood, feeling the cool evening air on my face. With each step, each breath, I moved further from the man I was, and closer to the man I was becoming. Bittersweet, yes, but hopeful. Whole, not broken. The past had tested me, but it did not define me. I was defined by resilience, by wisdom, and by the courage to move forward. And so, I walked, smiling faintly, heart lighter than it had been in years, ready to embrace what came next.